In today's video, I'm going to show you how to fix Illustrator Error 127 step by step. If you've tried installing Adobe Illustrator and suddenly see error code 127, it usually means the installer can't extract files from the temporary download folder on your system. This problem is actually very common, and it normally happens because of folder permission issues, a missing adobeTemp folder, corrupted installation files, or sometimes interference from antivirus software. The good news is that this error is usually very easy to fix once you know where to look. In this guide, I'll walk you through several proven solutions that work on both Windows and Mac OS so you can get Illustrator installed without errors. And if this tutorial helps you out, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more simple software fixes and tutorials. Alright, let's jump right in and fix Illustrator Error 127. The first thing you should try is restarting your computer. It may sound simple, but this step fixes a surprising number of installation errors. Sometimes background processes lock the temporary files that the Adobe installer needs to extract. When that happens, the installer throws error 127 because it cannot access or unpack those files. Restarting your computer clears those locked processes and resets the temporary file system. After restarting, try launching the Illustrator installer again and see if the problem is resolved. If the error still appears, the next step is to temporarily disable your antivirus or firewall software. Security software sometimes flags the installer extraction process as suspicious because it rapidly creates and unpacks many files. When that happens, the antivirus blocks the extraction process, which leads directly to error 127. Open your antivirus program and temporarily disable real-time protection or shields. After disabling it, run the Illustrator installer again. Once the installation finishes successfully, you can safely turn your antivirus protection back on. Another quick thing to check is your available disk space. The Adobe installer needs enough free space on your primary drive to extract large compressed files before the program is installed. On most Windows systems, this will be the C drive. If your drive is nearly full, the installer may fail while extracting files, which again triggers error 127. Open File Explorer, check your main drive, and make sure you have several gigabytes of free space available before running the installer again. Now let's move on to one of the most important fixes, which is checking the adobeTemp folder. The Adobe installer specifically uses a folder called adobeTemp at the root of your system drive to extract installation files. If this folder is missing or if the permissions are incorrect, Illustrator cannot unpack the files and the installation fails. On Windows, open File Explorer and go to the root of your C drive. Look for a folder named adobeTemp. If you don't see it, simply right-click in the window, create a new folder, and name it exactly adobeTemp with no spaces. After creating it, right-click the folder and choose Properties. Then open the Security tab. Here you want to make sure that both the system account and the administrators groups have full control permissions. If they don't, edit the permissions and grant full control. This ensures the installer has full access to extract files inside that directory. On Mac OS, the adobeTemp folder is usually located at the root level of your system drive as well. If it doesn't exist, you can manually create it using Finder with the exact same name. The key idea is that the installer needs a writable temporary location to unpack its files. If you've checked the adobeTemp folder and the error still appears, the next fix is clearing corrupted installation data from your AppData folders. Sometimes previous failed installs leave behind corrupted records that block new installations. On Windows, press the Windows key and R at the same time to open the Run dialog. Type %appdata% and press Enter. This opens your roaming AppData folder. Inside this directory, locate the Adobe folder and look for any temporary installer folders related to Illustrator. You can safely delete those temporary installation folders. Next, repeat the same process for your local AppData directory. Press Windows and R again, type %localappdata% and press Enter. Navigate to the Adobe folder and remove any leftover installation or temporary folders that might be related to Illustrator or Creative Cloud installations. Cleaning these folders remove corrupted install records that may block extraction. Finally, if none of the previous steps solve the issue, the best solution is to use the Adobe Creative Cloud Cleaner tool. This official Adobe utility completely removes leftover files from previous failed installations. Sometimes a partial or broken Illustrator install prevents the new installer from extracting files properly, which again triggers error 127. Download the Creative Cloud Cleaner tool directly from Adobe's website, run the tool, and select the option to remove Illustrator or Creative Cloud installation remnants. Once the cleanup process finishes, restart your computer and then run the Illustrator installer again. In most cases, the installation will now complete successfully without the extraction error. And that's it. Those are the most effective ways to fix Illustrator Error 127 and get your installation working again. If this video helped you fix the problem, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more quick software troubleshooting guides just like this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.